There's so much drama going on right now. Hey, what is up all my social comment friends, it's Dustin and I'm back with another video. Honestly had no intentions to upload a video today, however, James Charles has uploaded this video titled No More Lies, where he discussed his relationship with Tati as well as Jeffree Star. And I'm not gonna lie, this video is very deep, it's very detailed, it's a very deep video, and I did not know at first how I was going to do this video. However, I think now after halfway editing another video and then coming to the conclusion that there's just no way that I could do this properly without breaking this up in segments, I'm going to be covering Jeffree Star first. You know that there has been a lot of allegations between Jeffree Star and James Charles, Snapchats and things like that. I want to get into that because I really want to address that, because I think that that was the bigger part of the story, because we know Jeffree was kind of the catalyst after Tati put out her video. So I want to give you guys clips for context. As always, I did screenshot, or Kyle rather, took the liberty of screenshotting all the text messages that were put in this video from James Charles that Jeffree had sent him. So I do want to discuss that. I'm going to play you some parts of this video and then I'll be back with my commentary and we'll see if we can make sense of this whole situation, because it's a mess.
I'm done being the subject of these bandwagon stories for likes. It's not okay. Now that we've addressed and cleared the air on the boys, let's get back to our timeline, because somehow there's still a whole lot more to this story and more claims as well. In Tati's video, she said that she felt she needed to bring all of this to the public eye because people needed to know what's going on behind the scenes, and I truly cannot believe that I'm about to bring up what I'm going to bring up, but I feel the same exact way. On Monday, May 6th, Jeffree posted this tweet to his Twitter, which I instantly started getting tagged in. After this tweet and a few other ones from him and his friends, I decided to reach out to him and ask if there was something going on that I should be aware of. He replied to me and he said that it was not about me and that it was about another brand stealing his ideas. This message was in a voice memo, which has since disappeared from the screenshot. You'll just have to believe me. I have literally no reason to lie at this point. Even though he said it wasn't about me, I still asked to talk to him, but he said he was unavailable. A few hours later, while I was getting ready for the Met Gala, I got this text from Jeffree.
Okay, so in this text message, you could see that Jeffree said, "We definitely need to talk soon. Tati and Shane, plus a few others, told me everything that you've said about me over the last 6 months. I am heartbroken, disgusted, and so sad to hear everything, but shockingly not surprised. I have only been a great friend to you and never said anything bad about you behind the scenes, which is obviously not the case for you." To which James replied and said, "Let's definitely talk. I do not talk about you behind your back and have not talked to Shane literally at all in the last 6 months. I appreciate the honesty and don't want to have a problem with you. I respect you a lot, and anything you think I said, I will be totally upfront about and we can discuss like adults. I'll be home tomorrow in LA from 2 to 8 tomorrow, and then I fly to Australia for a week. If you're available, let's get together and talk in private." So in my opinion, Jeffree was definitely feeling some kind of way for Tati and Shane to say something about James, or why these two would be talking to James and then Jeffree would get brought up in some kind of negative light. I don't know what the dynamic is there. Apparently there's something deeper that we have not seen here, and that's what really sticks out in this case to me. I feel like although James is trying to be very truthful in this video, I feel like there is some context missing. Why would Jeffree feel this way? What did James allegedly say about him to Tati and Shane? This just does not add up or make sense.
Concerned but mostly really confused, I reached out to him about meeting together in private in hopes to speak together and figure out the misunderstanding, but he didn't reply. 3 days later, still no response. I decided to reach out again, but he was not available to talk. I flew to Australia on May 8th, and on May 10th, hours before my scheduled meet and greet appearance where 5,000 fans were already waiting outside, I was woken up at 4 in the morning by my friend because Tati had just uploaded her video titled "Bye Sister." I wanted to make a video right then and there with my raw and honest emotions, but because of the time difference, it took me an extra few hours to film the video and get it up, and by the time I was about to hit publish, I received yet another text.
Here is where things like really went left, and I just lost it in this video because I couldn't believe that he put the text messages in here. Like, these beauty gurus are going crazy, like Tati with her text messages and everything like that. But here's what Jeffree had to say to James. "Are you going to respond to everything or pull a Manny 2.0? When you basically trapped Sam in your hotel room in Seattle and physically forced him to stay and made him feel horrible for their pennies you spent on the room. I knew something was terribly wrong with you. When Zach showed me the Snapchat messages of you trying to force him to like you and send him photos, it was completely horrifying to see. You used the same sentences as a would use. He was so grossed out by your behavior and the way that you tried to make him feel bad or not reciprocating the same feelings. So I knew that there was something going on here, and Jeffree did allude to the fact that James may have done something because he said that he took a trip with James as well as Nate. I don't remember if he said that Zach was there, but this is definitely more than what we were given initially when Jeffree put out this tweet saying that there's a reason why James was banned from his house because Nathan said he wasn't allowed there anymore. I don't know how straightforward you could get to the point with this. I don't really know how to feel about what Jeffree said because I'm still in shock about this. I want to know what you guys think about it down below. But let's get back to James's video.
I've already cleared up Sam and our night together being 100% consensual. He was absolutely not trapped in a hotel room. But Jeffree also brings up Zach. Zach is his boyfriend Nate's brother, and not only did I not pursue Zach, who identifies as mainly straight, but it was actually Jeffree who suggested that I talk to him in the first place.
Hey, Nate's brother is single and mainly straight, right up your alley.
Sounds good.
And he...
Sounds great for me.
And he just moved here, work.
Zach and I talked on Snapchat for maybe a total of 10 selfies back and forth to each other. He was super, super sweet, but it was very clear to me that he was not actually interested, and the conversation stopped before anything could even get remotely flirty at all. A few days later, on Monday, I woke up again in the middle of the night from a phone call from my little brother Ian, who was very, very upset. He told me he had tweeted saying, "Why do people act so tough online about somebody from his hometown who was bullying him?" And Jeffree Star, of all people, had quote tweeted Ian's tweet saying, "Why did you really move back to New York City? Exactly, shut the f up." Many people were quick to call out Jeffree for bullying a kid who had nothing to do with the situation literally at all, and he deleted the tweet. After this, I went to check my phone and noticed that Jeffree had texted me a few minutes prior, and I opened my phone to this. I really want to read this text out loud just so you all get to hear exactly what I had to read, but also so I don't miss anything. "Grayson is going on camera shortly to finally tell the world how you tried to molest him and touch him in his sleep and made him uncomfortable for months, you sick mother. Next, Zach will be going on camera to tell how twisted and sick you were, trying to get him to like you and then make him feel bad when he didn't want to send you photos back. Then Sam from Seattle will be joining me and Cameron to talk about you trapping him in his hotel room. You need to be locked in prison for a very long time. You need the internet taken away from you. You are a danger to society." As disgusting as it is, I have to admit, bringing up Grayson Dolan was pretty clever. At the height of all these allegations and stories going around, both of the twins unfollowed me, not wanting to be associated, and fans started speculating that the rumors could be as to why. Too bad that aside from our pre-planned collaborative jokes that happened in the Sister Squad videos, me and Grayson flirting, nothing ever happened between us. And when all this went down, I knew Jeffree was lying because the twins were two of the first people to call me and make sure that I was okay.
Okay, this is where I take issue with this video. While James is refuting what Jeffree said, and I don't agree with Jeffree coming at him this way unless he has substantial evidence to prove what he's alleging James did, it is really suspect that the Dolan twins did unfollow him. You guys know that we covered that the Dolan twins unfollowed him, as well as a whole host of other YouTubers unfollowed James. And I really want to point out, if James is really going through the hardest part of his life, and I do believe that this is one of the hardest things, if not one of the hardest things that James Charles has ever had to face while being on social media, why would two of his best friends unfollow him at that point in time at his lowest? Something else worth noting is Tati did point out that he is setting a bad example for children with these types of actions, and a lot of people have made videos about how the Dolan twins are uncomfortable. While I understand that James is saying that this is a pre-planned skit type of thing, a scenario where it's pre-arranged, and we discussed that with Jeffree Star as well in my last video, that these types of videos where people are being really inappropriate and making people feel uncomfortable is not something that James or anyone should be sharing on their social media platform, especially given that they have this amount of subscribers.
I already mentioned Zach, and I still have no idea who the Cameron Jeffree is referring to in this message is, but he also brought up Sam last, who we also already talked about. Later on that day, though, Jeffree was right. Sam did upload a video to his YouTube channel telling the whole story. He left out almost all the details and included an illegally recorded FaceTime call, which was on May 2nd. Told you to remember that. But even through all of this, he still managed to get the point across that our interactions were 100% consensual. Next was Jeffree's tweet to my little brother Ian. Now, I did say that this video was going to be solely based on facts, and I of course can't prove what Jeffree was trying to imply here, and I don't want to put words into his mouth. But since it's now open for speculation, might as well clear the air. Ian actually went home for a few different reasons, but it's temporary. He had to get his wisdom teeth taken out, and he's also working on different modeling opportunities in New York City, and I am so incredibly proud of him. But he was also having a really, really hard time in LA. Dealing with a public breakup and negativity online sent him into diagnosed clinical depression, which he is now being treated for, and he wanted to be with my parents. Nothing more. Last but finally not least, Jeffree posted this tweet claiming he hadn't seen me since February and that Nate banned me from their home. Now, this so-called ban is the first time I'm ever hearing of this, and I just think it's really funny that Jeffree brought this up, considering the fact that he's tweeted me twice in between February and now saying that he missed me. Regardless, he ended that tweet by saying I was a danger to society and everything in Tati's video was 100% true.
Okay, I do want to keep it 100 here. I did mention in one of my previous videos, I can't remember, I've made so many on this topic, that Jeffree is known for trying to keep up appearances with people. We all remember the incident with Manny MUA where he took that very cringe picture and they said that they were working things out and they made it seem as if they were okay. So I don't think that that's a good defensive tactic. Now, I'm not trying to defend James. I'm not trying to defend Jeffree. I just think that that's my input. And I do feel like there's so many different sides to this story. There's so many different angles that each person has presented that it's very hard to decipher what is real and what's true now.
Adding insult to injury, not only did Jeffree text me, but he also went out of his way to text my best friend, Drew, this lovely message trying to turn him against me.
Here's a text message that we see that James inserted that Jeffree sent to his best friend, Drew, that says, "How do you sleep at night knowing that you enable and support a predator and hopefully you seek help very soon and get away from that monster? When he trapped that boy in his hotel room in Seattle and you didn't care about it, I knew you didn't have a soul either." Now, I don't know if this is a play on words on Jeffree's behalf as far as like him saying that he trapped the guy in the room, because it was obvious that the guy did say that James did say that he asked him not to leave, but I don't think that that's him trapping him. I don't know where this P word came from, and that's a very serious word. I do not take that lightly. That is something that is very, very strong to accuse someone of. Like, that's not okay, and I don't think that that word should be thrown around just at a whim. But with everything that I've seen so far from this, everything that's came out, and everything that Jeffree has said, everything that Tati has said, everything that James has said, I feel like something is missing. We all know that Tati said predator, and I don't want to label James a predator. I'm not saying that he is. I'm not saying that he's not. I don't know if he is either way. Why would Jeffree say this? I don't know if I'm reaching. There has to be more context that is not here. There has to be, and I don't understand why. And we will probably never know unless someone speaks out or says something about this situation. I don't know if this is something that Jeffree came up with in his head or if this is actually something that he's witnessed himself.
Jeffree's messaging about me both in private and in public was hurtful, defamatory, extremely excessive, but most importantly, literally all based on lies. I wish I knew why he was doing all this, but at the same time, his track record with public feuds makes none of this a surprise.
Right here is basically where James dropped the mic and was like, I'm done. This right here was clearly a line that he drew in the sand for Jeffree Star. I don't know if he plans to take legal action because he did use the word defamatory, and I really don't understand how this is going to be going forward. I do not think that this is anywhere close to being over. If you guys know anything, Jeffree Star is one of those people that likes to come back. I do feel like there is probably some context missing. Throughout the rest of this video, it was basically James saying how he was going to take time away from the internet and spend time with those that he loves and try to focus more on him and his mental health, because we all understand that this would probably be mentally draining to him. And I just want to leave you guys with this. Like, I don't understand everything that's going on. There's no way for me to understand everything that's possibly going on in this situation. There's so much here to unpack and try to understand that I don't know that we'll ever get through it all, but I do know this. I do know that the truth always comes out and the truth always prevails. It may take a week, it may take a month, it may take a year, but the truth always reveals itself, and it doesn't have to come from the mouth of someone. Actions speak out. But I would really like to know what you guys think about all this. I'm really not being biased in this video. I just did not know how to go with this at an angle where I didn't look like a dumbass, like I didn't know what I was talking about, because I've covered this so much. I've been thinking about this so much. It's like really stressing me out. This situation is so much bigger than anything that we've ever seen on social media between any two influencers, and it sucks that so many people have been hurt, and I hate to see that. But you guys, let me know what you took away from this situation. This was all the key points that James made about Jeffree in his video, and I will probably be seeing you very soon because I feel like more is just going to pop off. Let me know what you think down below, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.